gardening fans. It's about 11:20ish on September 21st. I'm using a different camera this time. Let's see if this is better or worse. We'll see if you can hear me better or worse. Let's give this a try out. And here's our midweek update, being Wednesday and all. Let's see. The basil's doing well. We've got our plant that I was wondering if it was marigold. It's really starting to look like marigold. I wonder if we can go in on that one bud there. You can see the little bugs crawling around. Anyway, we've got the watermelon. Doesn't look a whole lot bigger. And I haven't measured it, but it looks about the same. So I'll get a measurement on that soon. We've got 2 bean plants left in here. I harvested that one bean. And inside it was a little soggy, but I've saved some of the seeds, so I can try and see if I can replicate what I had. We've got the broom corn, which is doing quite well in the old sweet corn pot. We've got the tomato plant. Back up a little bit so you can see. That's what it's looking like. We've got the miracle mulch or mystery mulch or whatever you want to call it, with a whole bunch of plants popping up in it now. That's pretty much upstairs. Oh, I should point out, some of the plants that, some of the pots that had nothing in them I've actually removed. And that's it for upstairs. We have 3 buds actively growing on the zinnia plant. We've got the second bud, which is leafing out pretty nicely, although I don't know how well you can see it with the sun hitting it that way. But the lower leaves are kind of fading. We've got a second one, and we've got a third one there. And they look to be all the same sort of shade of pink. So we'll start harvesting seeds, and maybe by sometime next year we'll know how this is going to work out. So downstairs we've got these 2 pots here, which have just sort of been flower pots, but now we've got this grass stuff growing in here. Looks a lot like grass. I'm probably going to end up pulling that out and giving it its own pot. Sometimes I just do that with volunteers. We've got the whatever this is continuing to grow. I have transplanted one of the 2 trees into a larger pot. The other tree seems to be doing okay. Maybe I'll transplant that before too long. And so here we are on the other side. We've got another mulch pot with what looks like an awful lot of marigold growing. We've got the 3 pots with the basil and chamomile. They're all growing, slowly, but they're growing. We've got the other watermelon plant, which isn't producing any fruit, but an awful lot of leaves. Another flower pot there. And not much from the strawberries. That's it for downstairs. Good afternoon, folks. It's, what is it, the 25th, I think. It's the weekend update, no relation to SNL. And let's just kind of do a little drive-by here. I think I'm going to stick with this camera because it looks like the video is better, although it's a bit more shaky, despite the anti-shaking stuff. Anyway, you can see kind of how things are looking. No major developments. The watermelon doesn't seem to be a whole lot bigger. I'll get a measurement sometime soon, maybe for the midweek. The broom corn is doing really nicely in that pot. We've got tomato doing pretty nicely. We've got a lot of growth in the mulch planter. And I got a new project that I'm going to get going up here. So I've been kind of messing around with a lot of the stuff on the table here, and I'm going to have to do some cleaning too, but I've cleaned out some pots. I've kind of worked the soil into that bucket there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and plant those zinnia seeds from the zinnia that's about halfway down the stairs. Now that would be this zinnia that you're looking at with the 3 flower heads. Although I've already previously cut off another head. That's been drying for probably a few weeks now. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and look at some of the videos, but anyway, it's dried out sufficiently, and I'm going to try and get seeds from it and use those. Okay, downstairs we've got the flower pots with the grass growing in them. I haven't gotten around to actually transplanting that yet. We've got the other pot with the whatever that is in it. Still waiting on somebody. Okay, so I'm back to using the other camera because the batteries died in the new camera. It sucks alkalines like crazy, and I gotta get some nickel metal hydrides for those. Anyway, so here we are looking at this. It's pretty much where we are. Here's one of the 3 zinnias I put together. And here's the other side of downstairs. And there's the second, which I kind of have in a little shady area, but I still wanted to get a little bit of sun. Ultimately, what I want to do with this one is put it down below and see if it'll actually grow in so much shade. So maybe once it's germinated, I'll just move it down. Anyway, just to show you, the marigolds are doing quite nicely in this pot. We've got a lot of growth on this watermelon plant up along the trellis. Don't see any fruits just yet. May not get any, but then we've got the 3 pots with the basil and chamomile and the strawberry. And just for point of reference, today is an overcast day, no sun. Southern California, go figure. But so I'm not expecting much for growth, but that's kind of where we are on that. Okay, now in case anybody was wondering how I'm harvesting these seeds, it's actually quite simple. You take the dried up flower that is gone by. I'm just going to yank, trying to hold the camera with one hand. I'm going to yank a couple of petals out. Now, if you look at the petals, you can see at the end of the petals, I'm holding the petal end, but the seeds are on the other end of the petals. So that's all I'm doing, is just sort of snapping the seeds off the petals, and I'm going to save them all, and we'll see what we can cultivate. That should be it for today. Good afternoon, gardening fans. It's Wednesday the 28th at a little before 4, and I wanted to give you a little bit of a drive-by here. Everything's pretty much as it has been. I'm back on the tripod, so hopefully this will be a little smoother. We've got our watermelon down below. And earlier I discovered, yep, there he is. Let's see if I can get nice and close on this guy. It's the guys that are annoying the heck out of me, because they just keep eating the leaves. So, here's one simple way to get rid of them. Oh, that didn't work. There he goes. Oh, now he just jumped over here. There, he flew into the tree. Let him eat the tree. It's not my tree. Anyway, so there's the bean plants. I came out earlier and I looked at the broom corn, kind of wilting over. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. Gave it plenty of water. Just not sure. Tomato plant had a little bit of a fall over too, but I put it back and given it some water, so it seems to be doing okay. We'll see what happens there. Let's see. Nope, thought I saw another bug. So here we go with the miracle mulch. You can see I've got quite a few marigold plants. Been working too hard. Can't remember my own garden now. Kind of get another view there. That's what that looks like. Actually, we can go back and look at the other marigold over here, which is doing quite nicely. I count at least 3 buds on here now. So you can see that one. And going back to the squash plants, there's really not much to say with these things. They're practically dead, but still there. Plenty of basil. I just can't consume it fast enough. That's pretty much it for upstairs. Then we get to halfway downstairs, and you can see the 3 flowers on the zinnia plant. A good view there. That's what these look like. They were actually starting to kind of wilt over yesterday. Gave them some water, added a couple of these little clips. That kind of helps support it. So that's it for here. And then there's downstairs, where I still haven't dealt with the grass in that pot, and pretty much what's weeds in this pot. I just never really dealt with them, so I gotta clean these 2 pots sometime soon. Maybe after I get some more work done, I'll come back down later tonight. Over here we've got this plant, which still nobody's identified. A couple of trees. We've got the other zinnia seeds, so we'll see if they start to grow. And that's it for this corner. And finally we have this side, where we've got more of the marigold growing all in one pot. Don't see any buds just yet. We've got the watermelon plant, which is growing on the trellis. There's a lot of growth, but a little bit of death, but it is what it is. That's basically, it looks like no actual watermelons. We've got our 3 pots, 1, 2, 3, with the basil and chamomile. We've got the other zinnia, which is kind of in shade, so we'll see if that starts to poke out. And we've got the strawberry, which isn't showing much of anything just yet. So that's it for the updates for today. Until next time. Okay, so it's Thursday, September 29th at just before 3 p.m. And we'll just go over the highlights here. Since we did a full update yesterday. Remember those squash plants that I said just didn't look so great? Well, I don't know what it is, and they just suddenly wilt over. It got plenty of water yesterday. Maybe too much, I don't know. But at this point, I'm just going to yank this one and plant something else in that pot. This one's looking pretty sickly, but I won't yank it. I'll give it a chance. But we're down to 1 squash plant. So that's it for up here. And I just wanted to say that I'm considering taking off this top bloom here. Getting a little closer for you. I don't know how well that's going to show with the lighting the way it is. It's really kind of hard to shoot this one. But that top one's starting to really go by, and the bottom 2 look a lot better. So, and I can actually see other ones that are starting to come up. So it's probably about time to pull that one. And I'm going to harvest the seeds, and we'll see what we can do with them.